Good afternoon. For those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Dawn Rains, and I am the CEO of Treehouse. "14 years ago this week, I sat in this very ballroom attending my very first Treehouse luncheon. A young man who I will never forget spoke that day. His name was Ignacio, and I was amazed by his resilience and his hard work. I was also a little floored and very impressed by all that Treehouse was doing to wrap around him and his caregivers. You see, just 2 years earlier, I had chosen to end my time as a foster parent. My two little boys, who were 17 months and 3 years old when they were placed in my home, were able to be reunited with their parents. And in their case, the foster care system worked exactly as it was intended. And while that year remains one of the best of my life, it also was one of the hardest. My experience with the foster care system had left me frustrated, angry, and heartbroken, and I was not even close to being one of the people most impacted by it. I walked out of that luncheon that day inspired, knowing that this was the work that my heart wanted to do. Fortunately, I was in the middle of interviewing for my first leadership role at Treehouse, and little did I know that that hour in this very ballroom would change the course of my life forever. Treehouse was originally called the Children's Fund, paying for all of those essential basic needs that are so important to every child's well-being and development, the ones that Will talked about just a little bit ago. In the early 90s, we renamed ourselves Treehouse because every kid deserves a treehouse. 35 years later, powered by our generous donors, nearly 200 talented staff, and many caring and committed partners, Treehouse has become Washington's leading organization addressing the education and other essential needs of youth in foster care. We are now nationally recognized thought leaders, innovators, and change makers in our field. And with your help, we have proven that with bold, ambitious goals and a lot of heart and hard work, we can drive powerful results. In the mid-90s, we realized that to change the trajectory of kids' lives, that we were going to need to address the tremendous educational disparities that youth in foster care experience. Because of trauma, loss, and countless transitions, youth experiencing foster care fall behind their peers on every educational measure: attendance, grades, test scores, and graduation rates. Treehouse started experimenting with tutoring and college and career planning. And in 2001, we developed a groundbreaking program called Educational Advocacy, specifically designed to address the countless educational barriers that our youth experience, some of which you can see here. And when word got out, folks from all over the country came to learn about what we were doing. And soon the state asked us to take the program statewide. But in 2010, we had a startling wake-up call. The state published high school graduation rates for youth in foster care by county for the first time in history. And despite everything that we had been doing, graduation rates were not improving. In fact, in King County, where we had spent a lot of time and energy, the graduation rate was the worst in the state at about 30%. Under the courageous leadership of CEO Janice Avery, who is with us here today, thanks for hiring me, Janice. Treehouse put a stake in the ground and declared a big, bold dream. Foster youth in King County will graduate from high school at the same rate as their peers with a plan for the future. We shared our plans far and wide and asked for advice that crystallized our strategy. We raised critical seed funding from our nearest and dearest, and so many of you are with us here today. We changed the way we thought about ourselves, moving from filling the gaps to leveling the playing field. We made an organizational commitment to racial equity to deepen our ability to provide culturally relevant and responsive services. Thanks to the leadership and vision of Senator Reuben Carlisle, we succeeded in the first increment of state funding for graduation success in 2014 and expanded our footprint each year from a handful of schools to every school district in King County, to Spokane, to Tacoma, and beyond. This year, we have already served 1,300 students in 118 school districts across our state. and I'm pleased to say the results are in. This June, over 1,000 young people will have graduated since we set that ambitious goal. And together, we have increased the statewide foster care graduation rate from 36% in 2013 to 53% in 2022. I just want to point out that's twice the rate of increase of the general student population. So this is an enormous accomplishment, and we are just getting started. Our goal today is no less ambitious and bold. 90% of youth experiencing foster care in Washington state will complete high school with support and a plan to transition to adulthood. We estimate that there are 300 high school students that remain to be served in our state, and we will not rest until we reach them all. And I want to take just a moment to let you hear directly from a few of our students.
When Treehouse launched Graduation Success in 2013, the graduation rate of youth in foster care was 36%. But a decade later, Treehouse students are changing that. This year, we celebrate 10 years of graduation success and all the amazing young people we have worked with.
It's really just such a significant achievement in one person's life. It's definitely one of those core memories that you have.
Graduating is important to me because I want to leave my mark wherever I go.
I want to make my family proud and be a good role model to my siblings.
Graduation success works because we provide holistic support rooted in one simple idea. Students are the drivers of their goals.
It's the first step of me becoming successful later on in life.
I want to break the cycle of poverty so that my family never has to be in foster care again.
It was a very difficult goal for me to achieve, and I'm finally there. In 10 years, I see myself in law school.
And this year, more than 1,000 students will have reached their goal of graduation.
Graduating is important to me because I'd be the first person in my family to do it, and it'd be a really big accomplishment.
I'm the first in my family graduating and going to college.
I'm the first in my family to graduate from high school, and I know that it's really important to have that completed high school education for the job that I want, which is nursing.
My goals after high school is to set up a college plan. I'm wanting to do health and fitness.
I see myself with a computer science degree.
What I would like to be as an adult and in my future would be a music producer.
In 10 years, I see myself as a social worker working with kids.
It's easier to get a job if you have your diploma, and in 10 years I see myself as a construction worker whipping it on my excavator,
One word to describe how graduating feels to me: accomplished.
We are committed to help every student feel accomplished. Today, we are excited to announce that after 10 years, graduation success is now available to every student in foster care across Washington state.
So good to see those faces again. So proud of them, their hard work, their resilience, their determination. And so proud of our staff who have walked alongside over 1,000 young people as they set their own goals and pursued their own dreams. From our early days of fulfilling little wishes to increasing the statewide graduation rate by nearly 20 points, we know the importance of setting big dreams and what it takes to achieve them. We are continuing to dream bigger at Treehouse so our youth can too. To that end, I am thrilled to announce that as of next Monday, with your help, not only is graduation success going statewide, but every single Treehouse program will be available to all school-aged youth and children and youth statewide for the first time in Treehouse's 35-year history. On Monday, we will begin taking referrals from every corner of our state. Going forward, when a Youth in Federal Way changes foster care placements to Omak or to Aberdeen, a Treehouse staffer will finally be there waiting for them. This expansion is a game changer. We will be able to address the educational needs of each youth, ensuring they get enrolled in their new school and that their records transfer quickly. that they meet with their Treehouse education specialist weekly and set and make progress toward powerful goals that they set for themselves, that they can play on the football team or in the school band, and that they have the clothing and school supplies they need to feel good and fit in. Because that's what it takes to thrive and to graduate. As we embark on this expansion, we are centering 3 critical commitments. Number 1, we must effectively serve every youth. Our Chief Impact Officer, Jess Lewis, often implores us, which 10% are we willing to leave behind? Our answer is none of them. In order to achieve our goal, we must meet the individualized needs of every youth. We must re-engage the young people we have lost during the pandemic. We must provide targeted, culturally responsive services for all of our youth, including our tribal youth, our incarcerated youth, our LGBTQIA youth, and our unaccompanied refugee youth who are in this country without a parent, like Gabriel, who you just met. Standing firmly in our commitment to racial equity, we must eliminate the disparities and outcomes of all of our BIPOC youth. Number 2, we must change the systems. Our young people will never achieve their full potential if we do not address the barriers that they experience in the education, the foster care, and the juvenile legal system. Until students in foster care do not change placements in schools up to a dozen times, until they are not suspended and expelled at 4 times the rate of their peers, and until they do not make up 40% of the incarcerated youth in our state, we have critical work to do. Together, we intend to not only increase the high school graduation rate, but to end the foster care to prison pipeline once and for all. And finally, number 3, we must lead the nation. There is not another organization of Treehouse's scope, expertise, and scale in this country. We have learned a lot on our journey, and we look forward to sharing our expertise to improve outcomes for students experiencing foster care across our nation. We are proud that our work has in part inspired a group of national funders to invest in a strategy to improve education outcomes for highly mobile students at the federal level, and that we are a key partner in this national effort, serving as advisors to the U.S. Department of Education. Kids come into foster care through no fault of their own. They are the kids for whom the state has stepped in to become parent. The state doesn't make a great parent. At Treehouse, we believe that we all have a special responsibility to youth in foster care to ensure that they have the opportunity to determine their own future and pursue their own dreams. Our community has been by our side every step of the way for 35 years. We would not be here today if it were not for your faith, your trust, and your willingness to step boldly forward with us. I hope we can count on you today to step boldly forward again. We have a lot of work to do together. Before I close, I want to take a special moment to thank the incredible staff of Treehouse today and throughout our journey. Your passion, unwavering dedication, and commitment to innovating is the reason that we have so much to celebrate today. My heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you. I'm so proud of all we've accomplished and cannot wait to make all of our big dreams come true together.